Right, this is part 2 in the study of the hyperbola. All right, so now let's do an example. All right, so x squared over 4 minus y squared over 25. All right, so what's the center? All right, well, the center, everybody agree, would be 0, 0. Be the origin, because your h and k are both 0. Now, does this one have a horizontal transverse axis or a vertical transverse axis? Well, since it's x squared minus y squared, it's horizontal. So they're going to open right and left. All right, so since it's got a horizontal transverse axis, what are the vertices? All right, well, the vertices are the x part of the center plus or minus the square root of your a squared here. So a would be 2. So it would be 2 comma 0 and negative 2 comma 0. All right, now let's hold off on finding the foci for just a second because I want you to see the graph. All right, so to graph this, plot the center, even though it's not part of your graph. And then from your center, you're going to go right, left, up, and down. Plot those 4 points, just like we did with the ellipse. But we're going to do something different here right after that. Since it's a horizontal transverse axis, we want the a's are going to go right and left. So the a squared is 4, so a is 2. So we're going to go right and left 2 units. 1, 2, and plot a point. 1, 2, plot a point. And then from the center, we're going to go up or down whatever b is. Right? Well, b squared is 25, so b is 5. So go up 5 and go down 5. Now, if you had your regular graph paper, right, you'd have all these grids on there, right? And so what we're going to do is make a rectangle. We're going to dash out a rectangle, right? So if you had your graph paper, you'd make this little rectangle connecting these 4 points. So it looks something like this. All right, so now remember I talked about those asymptotes a few minutes ago? All right, well, the asymptotes are found by connecting the opposite corners of your rectangle. So this corner goes through the center to this corner, right? And that's a line. Right, and then you do the same thing with this one. So everything's dashed here because it's not part of our graph. We're just using it to help us see what the graph's going to be. All right, so those are the asymptotes. We're using the rectangle to help us sketch out the asymptotes. If you needed to actually find the equation of the asymptote, all you'd have to do is take this point here in the corner and this point here in the corner. There are 2 points, right? And if you have 2 points, you can find the equation of that line. Right? And then you say, all right, I need to take this point, and then go off to the side and find the equation of that line. And that's how you would find the asymptotes, right? The equations for the asymptotes. Right? But I'm not going to worry about that right here because you know how to do that. All right, so now the question again is horizontal or vertical transverse axis. Well, we decided it was horizontal because it was x squared minus y squared. So that means they're going to open right or left. And don't forget our vertices are 2, 0, and negative 2, 0. When you make your little rectangle, then this spot here and this spot here, those are your vertices, right? And so your hyperbola, you just kind of sketch it out like such. Everybody see how that's happening? And so just the blue part is the hyperbola. All right, just the blue part is our graph. All right, so now let's find the foci. So in order to find the foci, we want to find c. So c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So that would be 4 plus 25, which is 29. So that means c is equal to the square root of 29. Everybody see that? And so then the foci would be, don't forget the foci are going to be located here and here. So we're adding to the x part of the center. So 0 plus the square root of 29 would be the square root of 29, and then comma 0. And then 0 minus the square root of 29 would be negative square root of 29, comma 0. And that's where the 2 foci would be located at. Are you with me? All right, see the next video for another couple of examples, including one where we have to complete the square in order to write it in standard form. Study well, and please let me know if you have any questions.